Good morning, everyone. Teng Boo from Capital Dynamics again. Before I proceed, just to remind you that we will be having our Investor Day on 26th half day and 27th of October, the full day at the KLCC. Please don't forget to register for our Investor Day. It is really one of the most innovative investment events that you can attend. And today I will talk about a different topic about Malaysia's economic policies and so on. It's the Selangor Aviation Show, which was held about a week ago. It was held at Bukit Jelutong. So you can see the signboards. Right, this is 2024 Pameran Penerbangan Selangor, and the show was actually started was launched as far back as in 2021. It's under Invest Selangor Berhad, and this Selangor Aviation Show is dedicated to provide opportunities for people involved in the aviation industry, right, including the business aviation and the helicopter subsector. Then in that first air show, there was a small crowd, about 5,000. Then the next year in 2022, the crowd size doubled to about 10,000 over. 2023, there was the third air show. And again, it almost doubled to about 19,000 visitors. So the one that I attended last week on 14 September was the fourth time that the Selangor government has organized this aviation show. And I think for this fourth air show, I think the crowd possibly could have more than doubled. The crowd size was huge. Even though when I attended, it was already the last day, the fourth day. And it was, I think, maybe it's on a Saturday that the crowd size was big. Anyway, you can see some of the displays there. These are more business aeroplanes. This is not your commercial big type, the Boeing 737 and so on. And then these are some of the displays, some of the exhibitors inside the air show. There was a very interesting drone display. These are DJI drone, and this drone that we saw, I think the guy told us that if you buy the whole thing, the drone plus the launcher and the charger and so on, it costs about 80,000 ringgit, but it can do a lot of things. You know, it would be very useful for commercial enterprises, implantation, and so on. Then we saw a stand at UMW Aerospace where they make pretty high value add type of engine parts, and they are tier 1 supplier. There are very few tier 1 suppliers in Malaysia. So this is one of them, and unfortunately it was very static. You know, there's nothing much. It's just a photo. The one that you see on the right hand side is actually a very small miniature model of an engine. This is actually made from 3D printing. It's not a real engine. This is not UMW Aerospace. It's from another stand, another company, but it's pretty small. So in that sense, the exhibitors, the displays were generally rather disappointing. Then we saw, let me show you this video. Dog is a robotic dog, and what I wanted to show you was, now you can see it, right? I think a lot of the children, a lot of the people there were fascinated because it could jump, it could do quite a lot of things, and for many of the visitors, I guess it must have been the first time. But what I I was a bit cheeky, so I asked the staff who was doing the demonstration, I asked the lady, I said, can I kick the dog, the robot dog, and then will the dog be able to recover from that kick? So the demonstrator says, no, unfortunately, this robotic dog is not as smart as the other. You know, this type of robotic dogs, I've seen it in China where you can kick the robotic dog and the whole dog will turn over upside down, and then the dog will by itself be able to pull itself up and come back to its normal position. But this particular robotic dog, not so smart. The technology, the algorithm still was pretty basic. Then let's show you another video. This time we were walking in the open space. You see this hangar, you see some of the helicopters, one or two business jets. Now what was disappointing is, you notice there's no display stand. There's nothing to tell you what these displays are all about. You just go there, take a photo. You know, it's like as if you're going to do an Instagram selfie. That was really disappointing. Then another video that I'd like to share with you as we walk in open space. Right, nothing much. Then we went into the exhibition hall on the left. That's where the UMW Aerospace is. But as you can see, most of the whole center was pretty empty, and then you only see a few small planes. These are not jets, these are small planes. And then on the left hand side is where some of the exhibitors were stationed. And nothing much that you can really learn in depth, in a very comprehensive manner. These are some of the other displays. The one on the left is a guy who has got this like a propeller dress on him, and we were hoping that we could see him fly. But no, I think the purpose, maybe he did it later, but the time when we were there, I think the only purpose for him to wear all this took him quite a long time to get dressed, to get equipped, and with the safety helmet, he walked out, and we just saw him taking some photos with the visitors, and he came back in again. That was disappointing. And then the one on the right side is just some like toy-like kind of figures. Now, the place where the planes and the helicopters are located is pretty far in. You got to park your cars. You can see the two photos, right? On the left here, there's one pretty rich guy in a Bentley. I'm not sure whether he parked his car there or whatever it is. And then on the right is the same road. You got to walk easily, I think, 2 to 3 kilometers from where you park to get to the exhibition place. And unfortunately that day it was pretty hot. So this is where they provide bus service for you. The buses on the left, you can see they're big buses, and then that little tent there, the queue is pretty long, and the only shade you have while you're waiting for the bus is that tiny tent. Probably can take about 30-40 people, and the lines of people queuing up. Some of them waited for pretty long, and the buses were huge. They took up half of the road, and not that the to and froing of the buses was not that frequent. So this you can see, right, the buses occupy literally half the road. And let me share this video with you because it's to show you how far we have to walk, and the whole thing was done in a way that was not really visitor friendly. And you can see children, small children, like the one in front here, right? I'm not sure why they're coming. Well, I suppose it hope to learn a few things about the aviation industry. And you just walk and walk and walk, and then you see another young child. Actually, quite a lot of young children. And for those of us who are not well prepared, you don't wear a hat, you don't bring an umbrella, and luckily it didn't rain. This was about maybe close to 1 o'clock. It was getting cloudy, but it was humid, it was hot. Unfortunately, it didn't have a downpour. Another couple with young kids again, you can see at the back, young children. I guess maybe the parents must have thought that it's like going to a toy shop. Well, in some ways, if you look at the quality of the displays, it was a bit like a toy shop.
Are you tired of doing investment research on stock markets? Want to spend time on your hobbies or go out with your friends instead? Introducing iCapital, where you can get independent, objective, and comprehensive investment advice on the go. Available in English and Mandarin and can be accessed via app, website, and print copy. We provide thorough, first-hand research-based findings on listed companies, economies, and stock markets, and clear perspective of how markets interact and how they influence investments, as well as provide Malaysian and global stock recommendations, stock portfolios with outstanding performance to follow. Subscribe now to iCapital for stock news. From only 49 ringgit a year, start investing like a fund manager. Subscribe now at www.icapital.biz.
Some of the comments from Muhammad Sobri. Please improve several issues for next year. Limit visitor, no walk-in allowed. Add in at least 2 shuttle pickup at nearby LRT station beside main pickup point at stadium. The stadium is the Selangor Stadium, which is pretty far away. Stand by some staff at the static aircraft display that can explain something about the aircraft. Add more F&B stall. Very true. They were very far apart from one another, and there was a premium cafe, pretty small, and you don't have any place to. You have a bit of place to stand, but there's no table. There's very few chairs. So add more stalls that can sell drinks and some snacks and so on. And then number 5, make priority line for elderly people and the disabled people, right? It's said elderly people need to queue like other people. I mean, like in my case, I'm already almost 71 next year, and I didn't want to queue because I saw the lines were so long and the buses were not that frequent, so I decided to walk. A few kilometers. It's okay. Better than waiting in the hot sun. And then another person, Aston Clarence, can there be some seats along the way when queuing, or a few more tents, right? Like I said, only one tent where people can rest and so on, and the parking doesn't get disturbed at the Shah Alam Stadium. And then in the Sky Park, RAC, there are no places for sitting before the entrance of the bus stop. And then again, need to have extra tents. And Amy Lee, very bad arrangement this year. You did not limit the number of visitors unlike previous years. Last minute registration was not allowed, and so on and so forth. And then Ruti Chanai says he or she came at 8 a.m. and until now at 12:14 noon, he's still waiting in the queue to get his entrance session. It has taken such a long time and wasted his or her time waiting in the queue. That's partly why I didn't want to queue. That's partly why I didn't want to queue for the bus. I decided to walk. So these are some of the comments that people made, and it's disappointing because recently I shared with you all, in fact, I was very strongly supportive when the Selangor government launched the Semiconductor Design Park in Puchong, and I said that was like one of the best ideas, one of the best policies that the Malaysian administration has announced in a long, long time. Then when this aviation show came about, I thought, oh, good, finally, Malaysia is moving up the value-added type of industries where you can get better wages, higher technical skills, and so on, and Malaysian graduates can benefit from this. I was, maybe I was too naive. I was pretty optimistic about the whole thing. And then when you go and you find out it's a little bit, in 40, 50 years ago, we used to have this kind of pesta where they will organize, like in my hometown in Alostar, where they have a pesta for about a month, and they have all this kind of display stalls or this kind of exhibitors and all kinds of Ferris wheel and so on. It's maybe something like that, a little bit better in terms of the type of exhibits. And this is helicopter, small planes, business jets, and so on. But the entire organization of it doesn't look professional at all. I do not know what the real objective of this air show is all about. I hope that I would be more than happy to go again in future, but I hope that they can do a better job. So I will end today's talk with my comment. This is taken live on that day itself. I will end with this. But before I run this video, I just want you to like and share our video and subscribe and help to send the message across as to whether it is on the Malaysian state of affairs or whether it's US, China, and so on and so forth. Please subscribe and share. And again, don't forget about 26 October, half day, and 27 October at KLCC, Investor Day. So with this, I'll close my session today with this short video of mine. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
I'm at the Selangor Aviation Show. I was very happy when Selangor government announced the IC Design Park, thinking that this could be the beginning, the start of a better economic policies, better economy, so on and so forth. Here I am, it's about 1 o'clock p.m. and the aerospace show is fiercely disappointing. The crowd is big, people are enthusiastic, but the organizers did a very bad job. No proper place for F&B, no proper place for people to queue, because from the outside the road to go inside the park, you have to walk easily about 1 kilometer in the hot sun. And we arranged for a few buses, huge buses on the tiny road, hardly any place for the visitors to wait for the bus. The shack, I can show you in the photo later, is a tiny shack. So most people have got to stand inside the sun with umbrellas and so on and so forth. Once you go inside, there's no signboard. It's all not meant for public, because the way they organize it, the scale, is maybe meant for a few VIPs, a few business visitors. So my word of advice from this experience that I have with the Selangor Aerospace Show is, I think the Selangor government can do a much better job.